In the gentle crunch of a graham cracker lies an understated familiarity, the memory of childhood snacks or the wistful comfort of a campfire treat. To most, it is a symbol of innocence, simplicity, and a quintessentially American sweetness. An unassuming square dusted with sugar, layered with nostalgia and ritual. Yet beneath this crisp facade is embedded a narrative both unexpected and profound, one that stretches far beyond the kitchen table and deep into the heated heart of 19th century America. Here, amid the rolling wheat fields and the fervor of revivalist churches, the origin of a popular treat pulses with the intensity of a nation in crisis, caught between sacred aspirations, bodily temptation, and the relentless hunger for order in a rapidly changing world. It was an age marked by tumult and transformation. Industrial wheels ground forward, reshaping cities and countryside alike. Fervent preachers ignited movements that tore through the fabric of everyday life, demanding not just spiritual reform but a new order of the body itself. Into this volatile mix stepped Sylvester Graham, a figure whose name, though now echoed blandly in grocery aisles, once sent tremors through kitchens, congregations, and commercial bakeries alike. He appeared at a crossroads of anxiety and opportunity, urging his listeners to look inward and reconsider the mechanics of daily sustenance, warning of vices lurking in each loaf, each meal, each indulgent bite. Controversy was his companion, discipline his doctrine, and food his chosen battlefield. The story that unfolds from this unlikely intersection, where faith meets flour and moral resolve is baked into each sheet of dough, invites an excavation of both comfort and control. The cracker's journey winds through the flickering shadows of packed church halls, the grit of water-powered mills, and the bustling innovation of American home kitchens. Layer by layer, what seems a humble, everyday pleasure emerges as a battleground for the soul, a wedge between appetite and asceticism, and a reflection of the hopes and fears of a society searching for balance. As industry matured and urban life grew ever more complex, a collective yearning for purity took hold, a desire to tame untamed appetites, to inscribe virtue into the rituals of eating. In this quest, foods ceased to merely nourish. They became vessels for meaning and mechanisms of control, their recipes inscribed with invisible codes of conduct. Yet, the transformation of the graham cracker from strict prescription to beloved pastime is not a linear tale. This metamorphosis, gradual and unassuming, exposes the unexpected ways that everyday rituals are shaped by, and in turn reshape broader social currents. Rituals once steeped in severity evolve into celebrations of warmth and flavor. Lessons taught in candlelit sermons morph into playful childhood memories. While the darker roots of this treat may be largely forgotten, they still linger quietly beneath the surface, echoing in ritual and tradition every time a box is opened, every time a snack is shared or a s'more is assembled by a glowing fire. With each bite, what lingers on the tongue is not just sweetness but a residue of complex intentions, a mingling of ideals and convenience, old wounds and newfound pleasures. The journey ahead unearths these entwined stories, unraveling what is hidden within every crumb, every myth, every innovation. It is a path traced through shifting landscapes, where prosperity and anxiety dance in uneasy step, where food ceases to be mere sustenance and becomes a canvas for aspiration and unease. This exploration is not simply a matter of nostalgia or culinary curiosity. Instead, it is an invitation to question the invisible forces shaping even the most familiar of pleasures. As viewers are transported from the frantic energy of revolutionary America to modern pantries, they are prompted to recognize the enduring power of belief, how it can transform a recipe, steer a culture, and leave an indelible mark on memory and desire. Thus, in the humble graham cracker, an unexpected epic silently awaits, its story crackling beneath the surface, ready to be broken open, examined, and savored anew. As the last traces of sweetness linger, the story of the graham cracker begins to dissolve from its historical shackles, offering up something far more enduring than mere flavor. It becomes, in its quiet way, a testament to the power of belief and the unforeseen permanence of even the subtlest intentions. The graham cracker, once enforced with the unyielding rigor of reform, slips into the realm of daily ritual, its origins nearly invisible, yet never erased. In every pantry shelf and school lunchbox, within every childhood recollection or fireside gathering, it calls forward the enduring dance between discipline and delight, reminding us how deeply culture can shape, restrain, and eventually reinvent pleasure. The evolution of the graham cracker is not just the story of an ingredient but an unfolding reflection on what it means for a society to wrestle with its appetites and ideals. The trail from hardship to indulgence reveals intricate patterns, how an act meant to constrain desire becomes interwoven with comfort, how reform's stern intentions are softened by time and community, how something born out of caution accrues the gentle weight of tradition. This cycle, repeated countless times across generations, is evidence of the fluidity between prescription and pleasure. Rather than standing apart from history, each bite becomes an unwitting dialogue between those who came before and those who savor now. In this way, the humble cracker is not merely a treat but a living archive, its surface etched with the history of aspirations, anxieties, and the messy beauty of human transformation. What endures is the realization that every folkway, every habit, every seemingly innocuous pleasure is layered with the legacy of those who dared to challenge, to disrupt, to reorder the everyday. The very act of eating, so often relegated to routine, is in truth a form of inheritance, a silent exchange of lessons, warnings, hopes, and resignations. The history embedded within a graham cracker compels a reconsideration of the seemingly trivial choices that build the tapestry of modern life. The flavors that evoke comfort may carry, deep within them, echoes of discipline, protest, and longing for something purer amid the clutter of progress. In recognizing these submerged histories, a powerful clarity emerges. Memory and meaning are not static, but dynamic, open to interpretation, reinterpretation, and, at times, gentle rebellion. The transformation of the graham cracker from instrument of self-restraint to beloved treat offers proof of humanity's unending capacity to recast stern beginnings in the warmth of communal joy. The boundaries separating duty from indulgence, rigors from rituals, are not fixed lines but shifting shores, constantly redrawn by time, imagination, and the undeniable need for connection. Each new generation, in its own way, absorbs, questions, and ultimately reshapes what was once held as immutable truth. Today, with every unthinking reach for a graham cracker, the past quietly resurfaces, whispering its complex story through the simplest of acts. The greater revelation is not just in the taste but in the recognition that no pleasure is as innocent, nor as disconnected from its origins, as it may seem. In reflecting on this journey, one is reminded to approach even the most habitual comforts with renewed curiosity and awareness, mindful of the histories they carry and the possibilities they ignite. The invitation, then, is to savor not only the sweetness on the tongue but the depth hidden beneath it, a layering of conviction and comfort, resolve and release. For within the most ordinary pleasures are the blueprints of extraordinary dreams. The true practice begins now, to look at the familiar with new eyes, to listen for ancestors in unlikely places, and to appreciate the silent revolution that takes place each time a humble treat crosses from severity to celebration. In doing so, the story of the graham cracker is no longer a relic curled at the back of memory. It becomes an ever-present reminder that the simple moments contain, within their folds, the vast architecture of change.